I hope you don't mind, but I'm just filming in front of my wardrobe because this is the best lighting that I can get at this time of the day. But we're gonna get through this! Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thanks for watching. In this video, I am sharing with you my review on this Max Factor Facefinity All Day Primer. Before we start, I know I'm looking a bit shiny, but I can't really touch up my face because I am doing a foundation review today, so let's just forget the fact that I'm a bit shiny in this video and let's focus on this primer. So I have been testing out this primer for months now. As you can see, I'm already almost halfway of the product, so this is not a first impressions review, but rather this is going to be an in-depth review, and I have worn this through various weathers. I've worn it through a hot, humid day. I've worn it through a dry autumn or fall weather. I've worn it during winter, so I know how this performs already. So let's begin with what this primer claims. I'm just going to read it on their website. It's the best-selling Max Factor primer. It extends the wear curve foundation. It is a mattifying primer which ensures your makeup stays in place all day while keeping the shiny face at bay. Works best on oily and combination skin as it combats the shine of acne-prone skin and reduces the appearance of large pores. It contains SPF 20, which is also found here on the bottle. It helps promote a youthful radiance while reducing premature wrinkles and skin discoloration. Claims to prolong the wear of your foundation. It's good for combination to oily skin. It reduces the appearance of pores. Blah 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 blah. Looking at the ingredients, the first ingredient is aqua. It also contains talc, alcohol, silica, dimethicone, but it does not contain parabens if you're curious. I am a bit sensitive with parabens because I have acne-prone skin and I find that parabens usually break me out. So this does not contain any parabens. If you guys want the full ingredient list, then I'll probably write it in the description box. But yeah, I am in the Boots website right now, and the price is 10.99 pounds. If you're here in the Philippines, I got this from SM. I got it for 1,000 pesos or $20. So this contains 30 ml of the product, which is a lot for a primer. And it comes in a glass packaging with a plastic cup, and then the nozzle twists left and right so that you can lock it in place. Like this one, if you twist it on the side, it locks so that it won't spill on your makeup bag or whatever. And then if you twist the nozzle again, it will pump out the product. As far as I know, this does not have any shade variations. I think it only comes with in this white shade. So this is what the product looks like. This is one pump of the product. It's a bit thick and it comes out white, but once you blend it out, it turns transparent. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it looks kinda glowy. And it smells like paint, it smells like chemical. So if you guys don't like it, then just stay away from this one. If you guys are curious, Max Factor is not cruelty-free. I think they sell in China. So since this is a primer, you can definitely apply this with your fingers. But the fact that it has a scent, and I don't like the scent, so I sometimes apply this with a flat foundation brush, just because. But definitely applying it with your fingers is totally fine. So this is now the primer massage in the back of my hand, and as you can tell, it's no longer as glowy as it was earlier. So it does feel a little bit tacky, but nothing too crazy. It sets pretty quickly. Like I've massaged it earlier, and then less than a minute, it has sunk into my skin. So I'm going to insert clips in this video so that you know how this primer performs. I only applied the primer on one side of the face so that you would know how the foundation and my makeup last when wearing this primer, as well as when I'm not wearing this primer. So all in all, this primer is not really my holy grail. I mean, it's not a bad primer, but it's not my holy grail. So as you can see from the clips, this primer does not really control the oils on my face. Well, I have oily skin, so if you have drier skin or just normal to combination skin, then this might work better for you. But for me, I live in a hot, humid country, and then I have oily skin. It just does not prolong the wear of my makeup. Anyway, for an overall review, let's first start with the packaging. The packaging is super sleek. Even though it comes in a glass bottle, I have dropped this a lot of times before and I haven't broken it yet. So it is a sturdy packaging even though it's a glass packaging. The price. For me, the price is a bit expensive for a drugstore because it's $20. It's 1,000 pesos. While other primers in the market are around 500 pesos or $10 only. So you get a lot of the product anyway. You got 30 ml. Now, for flash photography, even though it has SPF 20, I haven't really noticed any flashbacks when I'm wearing this primer. I don't recommend layering this primer up. Perhaps just put a thin one layer of the primer on your face and then go in with your foundation, because if you build this up, then your foundation can get a bit cakey. And in line with that, I also don't recommend using a thick foundation on top of this primer, because even though you only put one layer of this primer but you put a thick foundation, your foundation will look cakey. I have also worn this primer during my travels and I haven't noticed this clinging onto my dry patches, but then again, I have oily skin. I don't really have a lot of dry patches, so this primer, it's not the best, but it's also not the worst. But what I really don't like about this primer is that when I wear this primer consecutively, say at the very least 2 consecutive days, I notice that this clogs my pores, and I'm pretty sure that I remove my makeup thoroughly every night, but even then I still notice new acne forming when I wear this primer consecutively. So if you have acne prone skin, I don't really recommend this primer. But if you really want this primer, then I can only suggest to wear this a few times a week or just once a week so that it won't break you out. I don't really recommend this one. I myself don't even like this one, but I still use it because it was expensive and I'm trying to use as much of the product before I decide to throw this one out, because it was expensive. I want to get my money's worth out of it before I throw it away. So if this primer worked for you, then that's fine, but if you're still thinking of getting this one, just remember we have different skin types, so what might work for me might not work for you. But for me, I don't really recommend this primer because for the price, I think you can get other primers that works better than this one. If you have skin type as mine, which is oily, acne prone, and sensitive, then just look for other primers and not this one. So that is it, guys, for this quick review. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!